Hi and howdy. Welcome to the channel, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. Um, I know this is going to be like one of my first couple of live streams on this channel. This is kind of the idea here is just kind of get used to the new equipment, learn more about YouTube, talk with some good people, and just really all around have a good time with YouTube. I am enjoying the ride so much. This channel is a little bit more of a struggle. I tell you what, this is a very competitive market, and we'll kind of go over some of that a little bit later and give you my opinions on why I think it's so much more difficult to break into some channels, and other channels it's like boom, it's easy. And so you have those people that explode. But let me give you, the idea here is really just for us to communicate and to learn from each other, and for me to share with you my experience of my solar channel. It wasn't more than just 5, 6 months ago. Let's see, what is this? This is October. So we're talking March. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So 6 months. So basically, in 6 months, that channel has gone from a dream where I just had no subscribers and nothing going on to today where I'm over 14,000, 14,300, I think, something along those lines. It grows consistently, and I am very, very thankful for that because it's one of those things when something succeeds like that, when you get the success, oh my gosh, it makes all of these long efforts that we have so much worth it. I know that a lot of us struggle to get our first couple subscribers. I mean, this channel is just having a heck of a time with it, and I build a video and I build a video and I spend time on it, and the quality of the videos are the same as the quality of the videos on my other channel, but I still run into that problem of I haven't been able to have any of that breakout video. I think I'm just a couple of single digit type subscribers at this point. So it's very, very difficult to do it. But I know that it's going to happen, and this is really one of those areas that is, has a lot of competition. Um, and so, for me, this is about, for those of you who don't know, I recently, a few years ago, me and my wife, we decided we were going to move out of our house. We were going to go on the road and we do a lot of coffee things in conventions and big shows like that. We have a store. My wife has a coffee shop here in Cocoa Beach. I'm an engineer for a company and I work there full time. So I started this kind of as a hobby. I enjoyed doing the solar. I did some on my own house, and then that kind of blew up. But then I got into the 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 helping people and showing them all the struggles and the things that I went through. And I'm not one of those that's shy. And I love teaching. I love teaching and not teaching like I'm a fifth grade teacher. Not that I have anything against fifth grade teachers, but I love teaching from a pure sense of let me show you how this is done. Let me show you what I did and making sure that you understand the process behind it to make it happen. Not just, hey, move a decimal point and you got your answer. Understanding why you have to move the decimal point and how you get to that answer. That's what I'm really interested in. Um, so for me, this channel is basically, just a fun channel to share with you and to work with you guys on building your channels and hopefully some of the things that I have learned over the last 6 months and as I go through the next 6 months will have learned more things and be falling ahead of you. And there's a couple of other people that I watch online also because they're ahead of me, and everyone has got different experiences and um, different things that they learn from. So it really makes it interesting for all of us when we all kind of watch each other and we all listen to each other and we all learn from each other because this is what the community is really about. This is what building a community is about, is working together and all of us benefiting from others that you see. And that's why you see a lot of these videos that take off and they're all around the same subject and stuff like that. But let me get into a couple of subjects, and I brought myself a short list. This is not going to be a long live stream today. I just brought a short list of things I wanted to go over and explain to you. So the first one is we all know there is no perfect time to record a video. So there are some tricks and there are some things that you can learn really early on that'll help you a lot. And some of them, you'll hear some people talk about batch recording. And basically that means you find that perfect time and you sit down and you record 4, 5, 6 videos. And I've done that. I've even taken on my solar channel back a few weeks ago, I did a live stream where I sat down, I had content for 6 videos laid out. I opened each one of them. I closed each one of them, and then I released them in succession, and which I'll probably do with this one. I've got a couple of subjects here, and each one of them could be a good video also. The large portion, one thing I learned online the other day was that a large portion of people that are online watch live streams during the day, and the percentage was high. It was like 30 to 40% of people. I'm also learning that a large portion of them watch on TV if the content that they're watching is long. So I'm gonna have a little coffee here. I'm hoping you guys are all enjoying some coffee and relaxing. This is a really casual kind of event here. But the point here I'm trying to make is that there is no perfect time, and sometimes there is the perfect time. Don't get me wrong. I set aside time every week for my live stream. I set aside time every week to do certain recordings and stuff like that. But if you want to really be productive, you have to remember that there is no perfect time. You're not going to get the stars to align. And what you need to do is start recording things in small batches. And what I mean by that is you say to yourself, oh, I've got, for me, it's all about especially with YouTube growth and stuff. It's like, oh, here's a problem I'm having. And so I'll record a video on microphones and how the microphones work. Or I record a video on how earlier this week I recorded a video on how to use ChatGPT and vidIQ to create thumbnails with AI that look really super professional. And then I'll go next week and I'll create another one based on taking that that thumbnail that they built there and upping the game a little bit and making it even a little bit stronger and a little bit better, and how ChatGPT can help you with things like that. So, but the point was is there was no perfect time to do that. So I ended up recording a lot of my videos in small pieces. So for example, if I want to do an installation of, let's say, a small solar system, I don't sit down and get all, put all the parts together and do everything all at once and take a whole afternoon to put that solar system together. I'll take the camera with me when I go shopping and I'll record a couple of scenes at Home Depot, or I'll go through and scroll down through Amazon and record a couple of screenshots on Amazon, and I'll put those in a little file with links for my affiliate programming for later. And we'll get to affiliate program, and I'll say thank you, Brooke, for that one. But the the idea here is just record what you can as you go along. Take the content at the end of each day or a couple of times a day and move it off onto, what I do is I separate all of my content into folders. And I can actually show you this today. Let me just see if I can do this without breaking everything. Um, so let me see if I switch this to um, give me just a second. I switched to Apple this week. So I've got a MacBook Pro Max, which has been a fantastic investment, but it's also a steep learning curve because I spent years working with IBMs and really have not had a whole lot of practice with it. So I'm going to switch here to to the screen. I already have. Okay. So we are on the screen. So here you can see my screen here. And so what I do is I go into my document folders and I create my YouTube source content. This has things like standard B-roll, my background scenes that I want to play, my YouTube music that I use, like the one in the preview there, that I know is licensed and carefully guarded, so that I know what I have and I can always get to it. But the second folder I create is my YouTube videos, and this is anything that I am currently working on. I just start dropping content in here. And then when I get to a point, I may even open up DaVinci Resolve and start piecing those videos together. Sometimes I start building them, because a lot of the times when I'm recording them, I may record some B-roll at random times, but I'll usually start at the beginning and I'll just have steps that I need to follow for each of those to get to get it complete. And then when I get all the steps done, I have a DaVinci Resolve um, 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 what am I trying to say? I have a DaVinci Resolve um, uh, project that basically has all that content in it, making it very easy for me to complete that video and then get it on the schedule. Now, I do a lot of other things to help me keep up with the schedule. I use ChatG, and I may make a video about this at one point. I use ChatGPT to keep a list of all the video ideas that I know I want to build. And I've asked it to do things like rank those videos and tell me which ones are going to have the greening effect, which ones are going to be search content, which ones are going to just be hot content that I need to get out quickly, and then rank those so that I release them or put them in the right priority to get them taken care of. Because what ends up happening is you end up with a list, for me, I end up with a list of 50, 60 different videos. And you can see here, I got a giant list here of just things that I work on and different ideas. And I'll take this list and transfer it to ChatGPT, let it rank it, and then it builds the schedule for me. And I kind of use this as my notes as I'm going through the week just to kind of keep up with new ideas. And at the end of the week, I sit down with ChatGPT, I give it all the news, the new ones, and that way I don't remember, that way I don't forget what I'm the videos I'm trying to build. Because a lot of the times I'll write down one little line, and if that's all I put on there, and that's the end of it. I see that one little line later. Sometimes I remember it, sometimes I don't. And so this way I can actually tell ChatGPT, look, I need to do a video about watch hour calculations. How are we going to how do people see how many watch hours they have? What is YouTube looking at versus what you see in some of the reports that you have? And how can you see when those hours are going to fall off and which hours are going to be added and when they're going to be added, which ones count, which ones don't, and that kind of thing. So I give that information to ChatGPT and it remembers it. And then when the time for that video has come, I can easily have it recall that to me and give me an idea of hey, give me a 5 or a 10 bullet point thing and a summary of what I was thinking when I designed this idea so that I don't have to keep track of it. So that's another tool that I use that is good. But the point here is that there is no perfect time to record videos most of the time. And what you need to do is you need to learn to just record those pieces as you go along through your everyday life and do a piece of this there, do a piece of that there. A lot of the times I'll record a video of me getting the equipment and putting it in a stack so that I've got, and I'll record some B-roll as I'm doing that. A picture of the inverter, a picture of the batteries, picture of some wires. And then if I need to make cables, I'll do another video about, making a couple of cables so that I know what it is. And if I need to do another video about me sitting down and drawing up some plans on paper, and I'll record some B-roll that, and sometimes not even B-roll, sometimes primary roll. Then I'll move on to the next piece of it where I get all the equipment and I put it on a table and I assemble it. And then I, put that up for a little while and I may come back to it the next day when I get some batteries and show me putting the battery bank together and belting everything up or mounting all of this. And then I have this big launch of turning it on. But all of these pieces I do not necessarily all together. And that's the trick to being very prolific with YouTube. If you want to release content on a reliable, good basis without sacrificing quality, which I strongly suggest against, don't sacrifice the quality. Be genuine like we are here today. I'm just sitting in my RV. I'm just talking to you. I've got a simple checklist here and some live stream software from OBS that I'm using to basically learn my laptop and everything. And there's no stress. It's very, very fun and easy to do it. So learn. That's really one of the first things you need to learn to do is how and when you're going to building content. Figure out what works in your schedule. And if that's blocking out time and building content during that time, great. But I found that most people are not real productive that way. What they need is they need a way to record 5-minute snippet here, a 10-minute snippet here, 5-minute snippet here when the time arises. Okay, I'm waiting for the wife to go to dinner and she said she's got to talk to a friend and she's going to be on the phone for 30 minutes. Okay, great. I'm going to go out and mount a couple of terminals in a solar system, and I'll bring the camera with me, set it on a tripod, record, and go. Having all of your equipment, my equipment, I can pick it up at any time, and one of my microphones pairs to my laptop so I can do this type of recording, and another one pairs to my phone so that I can go out and I can do recording in the solar shed or out in the RV or whatever I want. Both of them do that. Now, if I need to record an interview or something like that, then I pair it to the other device and there's a little bit more setup. But if there's an interview, there is more setup anyway. So that's not really a big deal. But learn to do that. There is no perfect time. Okay. Uh, that's great. I'm going to move on. I don't see any questions from anyone on that. I'm not even sure anyone's here. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure that it would change my opinion of what's going on, even if there was. So, or wasn't. So let's move on to the next category. Um, a lot of people stop too soon. And you're going to hear this from a lot of other YouTube growth channels, but I don't mean you're building videos and you're doing great and you stop too soon and you just stop doing YouTube. That happens too. What I'm talking about is you stop too soon on the things that you want to build and before they have a chance to really take off. So let me give you an example of what I mean by that. If you get into creating a new channel, and let's say you want to create a channel about fishing, and you start creating fishing videos, and you make your first video and it doesn't work. Some people immediately say, well, fishing isn't working. I got to do something else. My point is don't. Don't do something else yet. Give the algorithm time to see who you are and to recognize who you are and to pair those people that want to see your video with those people that have seen your video. And that's what it really needs to do. It needs to identify that. But for that to happen, you need to create a video that someone watches and the algorithm will say, okay, look, this guy watched it and he watches fishing videos and home improvement videos and funny videos about cats. Now, they're going to go out and they're going to find other people that have those similar interests and they're going to send it to them also. And now they may start to venture away from that. They may try leaving out cats instead. You have, the same another guy who does the same thing but likes dogs. Okay, they may do that and then try it out. So they're going to start running tests on these different people. But if you switch too soon, if you change on your second video and it's about boats, maybe it will work, maybe it won't. If the third one's about airplanes or the third one is about fixing your toilet, then you've lost the algorithm because now that subscriber that should watch your second video isn't going to be there to watch it. And that's going to tell the algorithm, well, maybe this video isn't like the first video, and maybe this guy's just posting random garbage all the time, or random stuff. I don't want to necessarily call it garbage, but you get my point. So my point here is don't stop too soon. Post, and I would suggest that you should post if you get a category and you pick something that you want to talk about, and I'm a strong believer in pick a niche, whatever you want to call it, and focus in on it very narrowly, at least initially. Because think about it from this perspective. You're a YouTube viewer, and you go and you're scrolling through your channel and you see a video there about, funny things cats do. And you click on a video and you watch it. And you sit there and you laugh and you laugh and you laugh and you watch the whole video and it's 25 minutes or so. Then after that 25 minutes or so, you say, yeah, subscribe to this. I want to see more of this. And you leave. And the next day or the next week, you see another video from that same person and you recognize their face on that video. And you click on that video. And as soon as you click on it, as soon as you click on it, there's a video about repairing a toilet in an RV or something along those lines. And you're like, I don't want to see this. I'm interested in what I'm interested in. And last week it was cats, and I thought this guy had funny cat videos. And the next thing you're going to do is you're either going to unsubscribe, or when another video comes out, you might not unsubscribe right away. You might give them another video. And if the next video isn't about cats, funny things cats do, or something at least related, then you're definitely going to unsubscribe. Or you're not going to watch that guy anymore, even worse yet. So now you have what they call an inactive subscriber, which is the worst thing that you can get is, have 2,000 subscribers and have 10 of them actually interested in watching your video. Because what that means is that the YouTube knows that what you have in your channel don't want to watch the videos. And if they don't want to watch the videos, then they don't know who does. And so even though they did want to watch those videos, you made the algorithm think they don't. So this is why I'm a firm believer in niche. You don't have to niche down too much, but think about it from your perspective, from a viewer's perspective. If you subscribe to this channel, what do you want to see next week? When the next video comes out, I want it to be very similar in nature to the previous video. And if I wanted to watch something else, I would go look for something else. Now, that doesn't mean that when you get big enough and you've got, 100,000 subscribers, that you can't venture from the farm a little bit. It also doesn't mean that I couldn't venture from the farm a little bit, even with 14,000 subscribers. So I just want to stress that don't stop too soon. Continue to produce videos about the same subject over and over and over until you're sure it's dead. I mean, look at my channel here. I've got, what, 15, 20 videos now? Now, I know all these videos are the same videos that I was watching, and I know that based on the performance of my videos in my other YouTube channel, that the quality isn't lacking. But what I also know is the algorithm doesn't know me yet. The algorithm doesn't see me as a reliable source yet. The algorithm needs to find that niche of people that are attracted to me. Now, some people complain about, well, I made a video, it's exactly the same as this guy's video, and why is he popular and I'm not? And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, sometimes people like people. Some people that subscribe to me just like me. A likable guy. Some people don't like me and they like somebody else, or they like both of us and they watch both of us. So that's part of it. But the other part is timing is everything. You ever seen, a TV show where it's on and you come home every Tuesday night? In the old days, you used to come home and every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, you watch that TV show and you hear, oh my goodness, this network or that network, they wanted to kill it. And so in order to kill it, they moved it to Friday night at 9 o'clock. Timing is everything. So when your video comes out versus that person's video came out, if you're making a video it's just like his, most likely it didn't come out at the same time. And if it did come out at the same time, did your video get the same exposure that his video got? Did your video find those 10 people in a row that said, oh my God, this is great, where his may have? Maybe the opposite happened. So every little thing, the snowball effect, the butterfly effect, whatever you want to call it, is huge at work here in YouTube. And that's why a lot of people's perception of releasing a video at a particular time is important. Do I find it important? Not so much so. I like to release my videos early in the morning so that I have the whole day for them to get hits, to get as many as they can that first 12 or 13 hours. If I release them at 6 o'clock at night, I get a couple of good hours, but then I got that 4, 5, 6 hours overnight of lulls, and I don't like that in my statistics because then my first 12 hours are lower compared to the first 12 hours the other way around. I could release them at the most busy time of the day, which is, noon to 3 o'clock, and I get just that bulk of them. But it's also not so dead between 8 in the morning and noon on my solar videos that I don't want that traffic also. So you have to play around with that also and figure out what is the best time for you. And sometimes it's just preference. All right. So my advice to you is figure out what you want to build your things on and go for it. Don't stop. Build and build and build and build until you're sure that it isn't going to work, and then move on. Because if that's what you love, and this is really super important point to put at the end of this, don't build videos that you don't want to build more of. The worst thing in the world that you see people do, the absolute worst, and they'll tell you, oh, this short killed my video, or this, because they go out and they build a short or they build a viral video that isn't something that they want, because they're just trying to throw random crap at the wall and see what sticks. And then when something sticks that they don't want to make anymore, they make a video about cats when they were actually making dog videos, but the cat video took off and went all over the place. Well, now you got 10,000 subscribers that want to see cats. They don't want to see dogs. So if you don't want to build more videos about that subject, don't build the first video. Because if it does go viral and you get stuck in that train or you get stereotyped, one of the biggest videos of my solar channel is my solar shed. Now, it just so happens I love the solar shed because it makes it easy for me to upgrade it to this and to change it and upgrade it to that and change it to upgrade it to this and test out this and test out that equipment, try these batteries and try those batteries. And I can go on and on and on and on and on. But if I didn't like that, if that wasn't what I wanted to do, or if I had built a video about RVs and I didn't live in an RV because I just rented one for the weekend and it blew up, then what would I do? I would go buy an RV and move into an RV just so I could actually show you more videos about RVs. So the point here is don't stop too soon and don't build videos on things you don't want to make a regular video about. And when something works, do it again and again and again, but do it tastefully again. Make it different. And let me stress this a lot. A lot of the times when something doesn't work, a month later or 2 months later, I'll go back and I'll start looking at the statistics and I'll be like, wow, I don't remember this video doing very good at the beginning. And you know, it came out and it was out there and it was there for 2 or 3 weeks and I had 100 views. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, where did 1,500 or 2,000 views come from? And you realize it's just kind of constantly going up and up and up and up and up and up. That's a sign that you found something. Greening videos like that that just continue to get hits are something you want to do over and over and over again. So watch your videos as they age, because right now, if you're new at your channel, this stuff is all new and it's very limited in what you can actually see. You can't see the road behind you yet because there's no road behind you. So once you get 6 months down the road or 2 months down the road and 3 months down the road, constantly go back and look at the statistics of your old videos. Look at the charts. Look at what they're doing and determining which ones of those were successful. Don't assume you know, because I'm telling you there are a lot of surprises there, especially if you're releasing a lot of videos for me. I'll tell you, I'm super prolific. I release multiple videos, usually every other day on one channel, and then other videos once a week on several other channels. Um, so if you are looking to do it and you're releasing that much content, or you've been doing it for a while, you don't know what is still successful out there. Something can trickle in, you know, 4 or 5 views at an hour for months on end, and you not even notice it in your statistics. And then you look down and you say, okay, 5 times 24 is 125 a day, times it's been doing it for 100 days. Wait, this video's got 12,000 hits. How did that happen? And that's the content that you want to identify. But that content takes time to recognize. And then when you get that one that does hit, when you see it and you get to watch it, and Brooke, a friend of mine online, and Brooke, if you're watching this, I'm gonna talk a little bit about your channel, and I'll put a link to it up here. She made this house building videos, and one of hers just like took off. The last one, it was like the 4th video in her series, and it just took off and got thousands of views, and her subscriber count jumped a couple hundred. And I'm so proud for her, because it was one of those that, you know, she's trying to figure out how she wants to do it and everything, and it just really super successful. So anyway, I'm going to put an end to this live stream today. I appreciate everyone. I've got tons of other points on my subject thing here, but I'm out of time for lunch, so I'm going to get back to work. And I want to make sure that if you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe. I would love to get my subscriber numbers start to moving at least a little bit on this channel. And I'll include a bunch of links down below. I'll include a link to Brooke's channel if you want to see that. I'll make sure I include a link to my solar channel if you're interested in that. I'm not asking you to subscribe to anything. You subscribe to what you enjoy, because that's what the algorithm wants, and that's what we all should be striving for, is to give the algorithm only those subscribers that want to watch your channel and that like the content, so that they watch it all the way through, or at least most of the time watch it all the way through. You guys, this is wonderful. I look forward to doing it again. We'll see you the next time. And hey, I made it through a whole live stream without my new computer. I've switched after 35 years of using IBM. I switched to my Apple last week. So uh, if you're an Apple user, welcome also. And man, this is a nice computer. If you're an IBM user, it was a wonderful ride while I was there, but I'm not there anymore. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great week.